Hi, welcome to Mr. and Mrs. B's Brain Dump. I'm in the workshop today, and what we're going to be doing is changing the header pipes, or the down pipes, on a Hayabusa 1999. Some pre-work that you'll want to do before getting to the stage of taking off the radiator and stuff, which is what I'm going to start with. I've got a fairing removal video, so go and take a look at that once to get the fairings off, and then the next thing you want to do is have a look at my coolant change video to see how you get the coolant out of the bike. In my scenario, I'm going to be reclaiming my coolant, so I've cleaned the bowl thoroughly to capture the coolant. Once I've captured the coolant, I'm going to bottle it up into bottles until I'm ready to put the radiator back on and do everything back up and then fill it back up. Okay, so look at those two videos first, and then we'll crack on with the removing of the radiator and oil cooler so that you can access the header pipes. So I'm just going to now go and reclaim and drain my coolant, and then you'll join me at the point of removing the radiator and oil cooler. Okay, catch you in a bit. So all the panels are off. You can see I've taken off the infill panel as well. Okay, I've drained fluid from the main radiator. I've not bothered with the expander bottle, that'll be fine. And I've just plugged back up the bottom hose there, just so there's no drips on the floor. Come over here and I'm just going to show you what you need to remove. So what I'll do is I'll highlight using the graphics on the computer because I'm struggling. I've got my hands full with the camera and the light. But anyway, there's an electric sensor there that's in the centre of a shot. That needs to come off. There's a little clip that you push down. I'll just take that off a minute. Try and show you. I've just taken the sheath off the sensor so you can see. You just push down with your thumb on that and then pull it off. If you look it down inside, I'll be able to catch this. You see that when I push it, you see that tab moving. I think you can see it moving there. Yeah, that tab releases and that pulls off that sensor there. Okay, so that needs to be pulled off and pop that out of the way somewhere. There I do. Okay. Right, then you need to take off your hose on this side, and the hose is on the other side. Let's go and have a look round. You need to undo that one there and take that off. Do it with gloves, there might be a little bit of residual coolant in there. The breather hose that goes at the top by the radiator cap, and that external feed hose, whatever it is there, don't know the technical term, but that hose there needs to be removed as well, and the pinch clips that you just pinch them off. Okay, and that's removing the hoses, and then from there we'll get on to the bolts that you need to start undoing to take the radiator out. Okay, just to show you about the pipes off, just a note of course that this main pipe at the front of the radiator, there will be residual fluid in there, so if you're reclaiming it, get your container ready to pull that out. Basically just point it down to the floor and extract the rest of the fluid from there, the coolant. If you're keeping it, obviously keep it in a bottle. If you're not, then put it with the rest of the coolant that you've taken out of the bike and dispose of it sensibly and responsibly at your local recycle centre. Once you've got the hose off, as you can see, I've got a bungee strap and I've bungeed it to my idle adjust on the bike there, just to keep the hose out of the way when it comes to removing the radiator, which I'm going to take out this way, this side of the bike that we're looking at now. It's going to come out this way, mainly because of the front pipe. Okay, so the radiator is going to come out this way. You'll see that when we get to it anyway. And there you can see I've taken off the breather tube and the other tube there. I'm not sure which one that is. It's either pumping it in or if I think about it, I think it's just pumping it in. But Either way, it's a tube and it's off. Okay, so there's 3 tubes this side that you need to remove from the radiator, and that's done. Right, around this side, I've just wrapped a bungee around there. The reason being that I don't want this hose to drop down really. I don't think there'll be anything in it, but just in case. And I've got a glove on, protective glove, just in case there's a bit of residual fluid there that's going to come out. So I'm just undoing the clip there. Hose clip. Okay. In actual fact, nothing to shout about there. Okay, that's that hose off. Time to tackle the radiator bolts. So that one there, okay, I've got the light on now. Undo that one first, okay, and then once you've done that, you've got the one at the top here and the same on the other side. Undo those. Trying to catch the bolt. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's that out. Yeah, there's going to be a bit in the bottom of the radiator there. Okay. In fact, what I'll do now is I'll take the ones off at the front of the ones that join the oil cooler to the radiator. Let's show you those. There's the bolt there, and there's the same on the other side. Okay, take those 2 off. Again, I'll circle those so you can see, and that'll undo the radiator from the oil cooler. I've undone the bottom of the oil cooler, and I've bungeed the bottom of the oil cooler to the horn and down to the caliper. Alright, whatever works really, but basically I'm holding the oil cooler up with a bungee, and I can see on the left hand side of the bike is where I am now. There's 2 nuts there, or bolts, that hold that bracket, and that bracket is in the way of me getting the headers off because there's that joining pipe on the 2 centre pipes that needs to be negotiated. So 8mm ratchet, but basically get the ratchet on there, get them off. Hopefully, there we go. These little ratchet spanners are awesome. Okay, as you can see, I successfully moved the bracket, and that's the orientation of it when it was on the bike. Okay, there we go, you can see that. So I'll leave that there for reference, put it up there. Okay, so that means now I've got a clear run down now. That's the try to get the camera oriented. There we go. That's the cross pipe there between the 2 centre pipes. That was going to cause me some trouble. And then for this next bit, you want a 6 hex socket. Okay, to remove the studs from here. Now make sure you get a good contact with the nut or the stud. Make sure it's right in, really good contact, and then snap away. Don't do it all the way off straight away. Okay, so I'm using an extension for this next one. You have to excuse this, it's very difficult to film this and work on it as well, because where the camera is where I want to be really. Okay. It's really awkward with the camera. Anyway, I think you get the idea anyway of doing this. Okay. Good contact. And the same for the rest, yeah? You get the idea. I'm not going to show you every one because it's really difficult with the camera in a way. So I'll catch you once I've got all the studs undone. Nice one. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you. All the header bolts are now off, studs. Okay, they're all undone. Which just leaves us last part then. Just get the light on it. That in there, okay, is the last nut, and that's basically supporting the exhaust. Now there's nothing else holding the exhaust on. I'm going to get that one undone now. Okay. You should now be able to see that bolt okay. It's 12mm. Yeah. Right, I'm going to stop there because the exhaust is about to drop now and I need all my hands and the camera out of the way. But you get the idea. So at this point you need to support the exhaust, okay, as much as you can. Maybe shove your foot in there. In fact, I'll try and do it with the camera there. So, it's got my legs underneath the exhaust now. Okay, just to support it. Doing this blind. Okay, so I'm supporting the exhaust with my legs. It feels like I've got the screw out. Can't see anything because of the freaking camera. Okay, yeah, that's the screw out. Let's give it a little wiggle. Two of them out. Right, I think it's released. Yeah. Okay, at this point then, it's just gently down with your legs. Just checking all around. Everything looks good. You probably can't see a lot, but there we go, there's my legs under the exhaust. And I'm just gently eking it down now. And slowly lowering it down. No rush. Gently lower it. Okay, well I've got the exhaust down, but unfortunately, as much as I try to avoid it, the oil cooler is designed in such a way that the header pipes won't go past, so I'm going to have to undo this on top of the oil cooler. It's going to be a bit of oil. Nothing major though, it's quite high up, but there's going to be a bit of oil coming out, so I'm going to have to undo that on top of the oil cooler, and then I might be okay with just one side, we'll see. Oh well, so much for trying to get past the oil cooler. Bugger. Okay, so I was defeated by the oil cooler, so I've taken the oil cooler off. I've bunged the oil cooler pipes. That one there, yeah, I've bunged that to me fast idle adjust, and I've got the other one bunged up over there. Okay, now you'll see that there's been a little bit of oil drop out, but not too much. And if we come around this side, you can see there's the oil cooler. Okay, if you prop it just right, most of the oil will stay in. And I've learned a lesson for you guys. when you're going to change the header pipes, you can't get around the oil cooler, you have to take it off. Okay, so there we go, and there it is bungeed up there. Right, good news is the headers are off. Okay, so it's time to go and fit the new ones. Lovely. Okay, the old headers are removed, and there's my new headers right there, nicely wrapped. They've been completely refurbished and cleaned and repainted, and they're awesome. And these are going on, so I'll get unwrapping them. Okay, I just thought I'd show you this now. So the headers have been off, and it's a great opportunity to get in and get it clean. So now you might be able to see, but my sump is now shiny clean. Look at that, eh? Look at that bugger. Shiny, lovely clean. Wow, show bike. Right, let's get those headers on anyway. Love it. Well, I thought this was going to be a two-man job, but I have managed, using the same method as lowering the exhaust, I've managed to locate it back up using my knees for leverage, and just holding it, well, not my knees, my shins, and then locating it in the front end there. It's a bit dark, I know, but get a bit of light on it for you. Okay, so I've located them all now. I've not bolted them in yet, but I did it by lifting it up and then getting the centre bolt. Where are we? And then there you can see the centre bolt just underneath that. Oh, okay now. There. That one there. Okay. Bit of jigging around, but I did it. What I'm going to do now is get all the studs and give them a wipe round with some copper grease, and then I'm ready to put the studs back in, and that'll get the header pipes back into the ports. Job's a good one, and then it's a case of putting the oil cooler back on, and then the radiator, and da-da-da, really. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, this next bit is pretty straightforward. Some copper grease, nut, dip, bit of rag, just make sure it gets into the threads. Just wipe it round. Okay. Just a little bit on each one. Like that. And just do that for all of them, and then the studs are ready to go back into the head. Alright, you don't need to see me do each one of these, so we'll cut back in when we do them up. See you in a bit. Okay, basically when you put these back on, I've just done the first one there. I don't really need to show you this, but I'm sure you get the idea. When you're doing these back up, do them up evenly and don't tighten them until all of them are in. Okay, just locate them. Do it blind like that. grease definitely helps when you're putting these back in. Trying to do this so you can see. But basically just get them in level. Yeah. Don't have it so that the flange is kind of skew with. Just use your eye. Bit of common sense. Yeah. Going in now. Copper grease doing its stuff. Alright. That's touching. Right. Okay. Do the rest. And then you just tighten. Alright. Equally. And I think you pretty much got the idea from there. Right, okay. I was busy last night putting everything back together. Obviously it's the same way as you took it off, or as I showed you how to take it off. Did it single-handedly as well. If you can get someone else to help you, I highly recommend that. But if not, then obviously you can do it in the way I showed you by using your legs to bring the exhaust up into place. But it is fiddly, of course. So anyway, the oil cooler's back on. I've had it running up to temperature, nothing's leaking, so I'm all happy with that. Got my sensors back on, just a zip tie to go on around here. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so that's that done. Probably see up inside there, all looking nice and clean and tidy. I'm happy with the job. Another big garage bill saved, and I got reconditioned headers for less than £100 delivered next day. So well worth it, I think. And what I'll also do as well is I'll show you the reason why I've done this is my cracked headers from what I took off. Right, see you in a minute. Okay, and this is the reason why I've changed my headers. Anyway, that's the old ones. I tried to repair it, obviously temporarily, but it's no good. And that's why I've got the new babies on. Lovely.